In a mystical library filled with ancient secrets, a powerful magical card has vanished. By building the memory card flip game, they'll unlock the power to find and recover the lost card. The quest begins now. Will their code bring back the magic?
Pixel, the magical card is gone. If we don't act fast, the library's magic will disappear forever.
You're right, Nova. We need to create the memory card flip game. It's the only way to unlock the spell that will find the lost card.
Hold on, Pixel. I think there are a few things we should adjust before we move on.
Whoa, did you just switch up your costume? It looks super cool on you.
Haha, thanks. But hey, look at you. Your costume's rocking it too. Before we jump in, can you guess which scratch block lets us change costumes like this? Alrighty, we're all set. Let's get this magic started.
We begin by summoning our spell cards. Pick a sprite to act as your card. Then duplicate it to create matching pairs. Each card needs 2 magical costumes, a back to hide the secret, and a front to reveal a glowing symbol. I'm going with the monkey and the chick. They're just too cute to resist.
Pixel, how do we keep track of flipped cards in the game?
We'll use some variables. First, can click to control when the player can click. Then, match found to count how many pairs they find, and name to identify each card.
Got it. What else?
A list called flipped cards to remember which cards are flipped and check for matches. First, Nova, drag the green flag block into the coding area. This is like casting the start spell. It tells our game when to begin the magical memory challenge.
Okay, next switch your sprite's costume to back. Just drag it into the coding area so we can start with the card's backside. This way, when we flip the card, it looks like the magic is hiding beneath.
Let's grab the go to X:Y: block and drag it into the coding area. This spell tells our card exactly where to appear on the stage, like placing it on a magic spot. We'll set the X and Y coordinates so our cards line up perfectly for the game.
Like placing it neatly in the card grid, coordinates to the rescue. Now drag the set can click to true block into the coding area. This magic variable lets us control when the cards can be flipped. When can click is true, the player can tap the cards to reveal their secrets.
Yep, it's like giving them the green light. Next, drag the delete all of flipped cards block into the coding area. This clears the list of flipped cards, like wiping the magic slate clean before each new round.
Poof! All memory of flipped cards, gone, fresh start.
Now, drag the set match found to 0 block into the coding area. This magic counter keeps track of how many matches we've found. Starting at 0 means our quest is just beginning.
So we know we haven't matched any cards yet. Game on! Drag the set name to monkey block into the coding area. This gives our card its magical identity, like naming the creature on the card.
So we know what character this card is hiding. Sneaky monkey. What do you think a list is used for in Scratch? A, to store lots of items or values all together. B, to make a sprite zoom around. C, to change the sprite's color. D, to play music. Comment your answer, adventurer. Pixel, the quiz wizard is eagerly waiting.
Let's make these cards flip like magic. All right, first up. When this sprite clicked, this block is like the trigger for our spell. It runs the magic as soon as someone taps the card.
Right, and next we use if can click equals true. This checks if our magic is active. We only want the card to flip if it's allowed, so players don't click too fast or break the spell.
Then we cast the flip. With switch costume to front, we change the card's appearance. Just like turning over a real magical card to reveal its secret.
Now it's time to remember what we saw. Add name to flipped cards puts the card's name into a list, like writing it down in our spell book so we can check for a match later.
Next, we have if length of flipped cards equals 2. This tells the spell to wait until 2 cards have been flipped before checking for a match.
When that happens, we set can click to false. This freezes the cards, so players can't flip more until we know if the current pair is magical twins or not.
Then we use wait 1 second, just a little magical pause, to build suspense before we reveal the result.
Here comes the check. If item 1 of flipped cards equals item 2 of flipped cards, if the two names match, bam! We found a magical pair.
So we broadcast match. That's like sending out a magical announcement. We found a pair.
But if they're different, no worries. We change match found by 1. This keeps track of our tries. And then we broadcast no match so the cards know to flip back.
Then another little wait 1 second to give players a moment to see the flipped cards before they vanish.
And now we delete all of flipped cards, clearing our spellbook for the next round.
Finally, we set can click to true, unlocking the spell again so the player can continue the magical card hunt. What do we do when we get a match?
When we receive the message match, the card simply hides because it's matched and taken out of the game.
So matched cards disappear. Got it. What about when they don't match?
When we receive no match, we check if the card is still showing its front. You know, the picture side.
Okay.
If it is, we switch the costume back to back, flipping the card face down again. So players can try again. So Nova, we've written all this code for one card, but what about the other 3 cards?
Can we just copy-paste the same code for each card?
Not quite. We need to make some smart changes for each one to work properly.
Like what?
First, we need a variable for each card to store its name, so Scratch knows which card is which.
Oh, that way each card remembers its own identity.
Exactly! And next, we have to be careful where we add the card's name to the flipped cards list. It needs to happen at the right spot for each card.
So the list keeps track of all flipped cards no matter which one we click?
Yep! What about a variable? What's that for? A. To hold one piece of information that can change. B. To create new characters on the stage. Hold on, Nova. Before we call it done, we need a few more tweaks.
Oh, like what pixel?
First, when the game starts, all the cards should be shown again. Remember, we hide matched cards, so we gotta add a show block at the beginning to bring them back.
Makes sense. Otherwise, the cards would just stay hidden forever.
Exactly. But that's not all. What? Did you notice something weird when we got a match?
What?
All the cards are hiding, not just the matched ones.
Oh no, that's a problem. How do we fix it?
We need to make separate broadcast messages for each card, like one for the monkey and one for the chick. That way, only the matched card hides itself.
That's clever. So each card listens only to its own hide message?
Yup. That keeps everything neat and working perfectly.
Awesome. Now we've really nailed it. Sparkles and Stardust. We made a magical memory flip game.
If your wand had fun casting code today, like and subscribe for more spells in the next episode of Nova's Scratch Lab.
Until next time, happy coding and stay magical.